Sometimes life feels heavy because we overthink what others think of us. We invest our emotions in people who may not even deserve that energy, leaving our hearts vulnerable to pain and disappointment. But there's a higher path, a path where peace, strength, and resilience come not from the validation of others, but from trusting in Allah and protecting your heart. Today, let's explore how to shift our focus from people to purpose, from worry to trust, and from fear to faith. Every time you find yourself thinking too much about someone, pause and ask, is this worth my peace? The truth is, overthinking about others drains your energy, clouds your mind, and weighs down your soul. People will come and go, opinions will change, and hearts will disappoint. But your heart is a gift, a sacred trust that needs care, protection, and mindfulness. You don't need to earn everyone's approval. You don't need to overanalyze every action or word from someone else. Your focus must remain on what truly matters, your connection with Allah, your purpose, and your own growth. Protecting your heart isn't selfish. It's an act of self-respect and faith. Trust is powerful, but it should be anchored where it is unwavering in Allah. When you rely on Him, you are free from the weight of others' opinions. You are free to walk with confidence, clarity, and courage. Remember, life is too short to let the actions or words of others dictate your happiness. Guard your heart, choose your energy wisely, and let faith be your shield against negativity. Your inner peace is priceless, and no one has the authority to steal it unless you allow them to. So stop overthinking. Stop trying to please everyone, and start protecting the most important person in your life, yourself. Trust in Allah, let go of unnecessary worry, and watch how your heart becomes lighter, your mind clearer, and your life more purposeful. Your heart is the most valuable part of your being. It is not just an organ that pumps blood. It is the center of your emotions, your energy, and your spiritual strength. Every thought, every worry, and every person you allow into your heart leaves a mark, whether positive or negative. That is why it is so important to guard your heart carefully, because once it is burdened with unnecessary pain, negativity, or overthinking, it becomes heavy, clouded, and distracted. Life will test you in ways you cannot predict, and if your heart is not protected, even the smallest hurt can feel like the heaviest burden. The world is full of people who will disappoint you, situations that will confuse you, and moments that will shake your confidence. But you must remember that you are responsible for the well-being of your own heart. No one else can take care of it for you. It is your sacred trust, your most valuable possession, and it deserves care, respect, and conscious attention. Guard your heart. You must first recognize its value. Every moment you spend worrying about someone else, every minute you allow yourself to be hurt by opinions, judgments, or misunderstandings is a moment in which your heart is exposed to harm. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can control how much space you allow them to occupy in your thoughts and emotions. You must learn to distance yourself emotionally from negativity, from toxic influences, and from people who do not add value to your life. This does not mean becoming cold or detached, but it means making a conscious choice to protect your inner peace. Guarding your heart is about boundaries, mental, emotional, and spiritual boundaries. It is about knowing when to engage and when to let go, when to give attention and when to redirect it toward what truly matters. You guard your heart, you stop giving power to those who do not deserve it. You stop allowing yourself to be manipulated, controlled, or emotionally drained by others. The less you overthink about people who do not have your best interest at heart, the more space you create for growth, positivity, and peace. Every moment spent worrying about someone else is energy stolen from your dreams, your faith, and your purpose. Protecting your heart means choosing yourself first, not in selfishness, but in wisdom. It means choosing your mental and emotional well-being over unnecessary conflicts, misunderstandings, and the endless cycle of overthinking. Guarding your heart also means filling it with what strengthens it. Instead of letting negativity enter, fill it with hope, trust, faith, and gratitude. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, speak positively, and inspire you to be better. Engage in actions and thoughts that bring calm, clarity, and confidence. A heart that is guarded wisely is not only protected from harm, it becomes a source of strength. When your heart is strong, your mind is clear, and your decisions are guided by wisdom rather than impulsive emotions. You become resilient, unshakable, and free from the weight of trivial concerns. Ultimately, guarding your heart is an act of faith. When you trust that Allah is in control, you do not have to fear the actions of others or worry about being hurt unnecessarily. Your heart is guarded when your trust is anchored in Him, when you know that He is the ultimate protector, and when you let go of the illusion that people's approval or validation defines your worth. Life will test your patience and resilience, but a heart that is guarded with awareness, faith, and intentionality can navigate every challenge with strength and grace. Every day, make a conscious effort to protect your heart. Observe the thoughts you entertain, the emotions you indulge, and the people you allow to influence you. Do not give your heart to negativity, judgment, or overthinking. Guard it fiercely, because a protected heart is a free heart, a peaceful heart, and a heart that can truly experience joy, clarity, and the blessings of life. Remember that your heart is yours to care for. And when you guard it, you are not just protecting it from harm, you are empowering your entire life. Inner peace is one of the most valuable treasures you can ever achieve, yet it is often the most neglected. So many people spend their lives chasing approval, validation, and recognition from others, believing that happiness lies in how they are perceived. But the truth is that no amount of approval from anyone can bring lasting peace. Your inner peace is not dependent on circumstances, people, or worldly outcomes. It is a reflection of your connection with Allah, your understanding of your purpose, and your ability to manage your own mind and heart. When you prioritize inner peace, you make a conscious decision to place your well-being above the opinions, judgments, and actions of others. You choose calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, and faith over fear. Prioritizing inner peace starts with understanding that your life is too short to be controlled by external factors. People will speak, judge, and sometimes disappoint, but their words and actions do not define your worth. When you allow their opinions to dominate your thoughts, you give them power over your emotions. Instead, take control. Refuse to let negativity infiltrate your mind. Make a choice to focus on what strengthens your soul rather than what threatens it. Protect your peace as you would protect the most precious treasure, because in reality it is your most priceless possession. Peace allows you to think clearly, act wisely, and face challenges without losing yourself. One of the key aspects of prioritizing inner peace is letting go of the habit of overthinking. Overthinking creates storms in the mind where none exist in reality. You replay conversations, analyze actions, and imagine outcomes that may never happen. This not only robs you of energy, but also disrupts the calm that your heart deserves. Instead of dwelling on things outside your control, focus on what you can change: your intentions, your actions, and your mindset. Inner peace is cultivated by conscious choices, by deciding where your attention goes, and by understanding that no one can truly harm you unless you allow it. Inner peace also grows when you strengthen your connection with Allah. Trusting Him in all matters frees your mind from unnecessary worry. When you understand that Allah is the ultimate protector, the ultimate guide, and the ultimate decision maker, you no longer need to exhaust yourself trying to control outcomes or seek constant validation. This trust is not passive, it is active faith. It is a daily practice of surrender, of letting go of anxiety, and of choosing calm over chaos. When you rely on Allah, your heart becomes lighter, your mind clearer, and your life more purposeful. You start to see that true happiness and contentment come from within, not from the fleeting opinions or actions of others. Prioritizing inner peace also requires intentional boundaries. Not everyone deserves a place in your thoughts, heart, or energy. Learn to say no to unnecessary drama, negative conversations, and toxic relationships. The more selective you are about what you allow into your life, the stronger and more resilient your peace becomes. Your energy is precious, and every moment spent worrying about someone who does not matter or seeking validation from those who will live. Here, give it is a moment lost. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It is wisdom, it is strength, and it is faith in action. Finally, prioritize inner peace by cultivating gratitude and mindfulness. When you focus on the blessings in your life, when you consciously choose to see the good rather than dwell on the negative, your heart and mind naturally calm. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, from worry to trust, and from fear to faith. Mindfulness keeps you present, reminding you that the past cannot be changed and the future is in Allah's hands. In this state, peace becomes your natural default, your guiding force, and your strongest shield against the chaos of the world. Remember, inner peace is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is the foundation of a life filled with clarity, purpose, and happiness. By prioritizing it, you are choosing to live consciously, courageously, and with faith. You are choosing to rise above negativity, to refuse to be controlled by the opinions of others, and to trust that Allah is guiding every step of your journey. When you prioritize inner peace, you are not only protecting your heart, you are empowering your entire life. Overthinking is one of the quietest yet most destructive enemies of the heart and mind. It creeps into your life like a shadow, taking control of your thoughts, stirring doubts, and creating problems that don't even exist. Every time you replay conversations, imagine scenarios, or worry about what someone might think, you are giving power to a habit that drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and weighs down your spirit. Overthinking is like holding your heart hostage. It keeps you trapped in a loop of worry, fear, and unnecessary stress. The truth is, nothing good ever comes from overanalyzing the actions of others. People will speak, behave, and react in ways you cannot predict. And no matter how much you analyze or worry, you cannot change them. The only thing you can control is your own response, your own heart, and your own focus. Limiting overthinking requires awareness. You must recognize when your mind starts to spiral and intervene before it takes control. Every time you catch yourself dwelling on someone else's words or actions, pause and ask, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. Overthinking magnifies small issues, turns minor inconveniences into mountains, and steals the calm that your heart needs to function properly. By choosing to step back, to breathe, and to redirect your focus, you take back control. You reclaim the mental and emotional space that overthinking threatens to occupy. Overthinking also prevents growth. When your mind is consumed by constant analysis of other people, you have less energy to invest in yourself, your goals, and your faith. Your heart becomes distracted, and your purpose becomes blurred. Every moment spent overthinking someone else is a moment wasted. Wasted on things that are beyond your control, things that will not improve your life, and things that will not bring peace to your heart. Instead, redirect that energy into actions that matter, learning, praying, helping others, and strengthening your connection with Allah. This shift is not just practical, it is transformative. It replaces anxiety with clarity, fear with faith, and distraction with purpose. Another important step in limiting overthinking is understanding the value of trust. Trust in yourself and trust in Allah. When you trust that Allah is in control and that your efforts will yield results in His timing, you free yourself from the burden of trying to predict, control, or manipulate outcomes. Overthinking often comes from a desire to control what is uncontrollable. It is a lack of faith in the process of life and a lack of trust in Allah's wisdom. By surrendering to Him, you allow your mind to rest, your heart to heal, and your soul to find peace. You no longer need to replay scenarios or imagine the worst. You simply move forward with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Limiting overthinking also requires setting boundaries for your thoughts. Not every opinion, action, or word deserves a place in your mind. Learn to filter what is meaningful and what is not. Let go of minor slights, misunderstandings, and the need to please everyone. Your heart and mind are too precious to be consumed by every trivial concern. By doing so, you protect your energy, sharpen your focus, and preserve your mental and emotional health. Overthinking loses its grip when you take intentional control of where your attention goes and when you refuse to allow unnecessary worries to dominate your life. Finally, practice mindfulness and presence. Overthinking thrives in the past and the future, but true peace exists in the present. Engage fully in the moment, focus on what you can do now, and let go of what you cannot control. Every breath, every task, every prayer becomes a tool to strengthen your mind and heart. Over time, limiting overthinking becomes not just a habit, but a lifestyle. A conscious choice to protect your energy, safeguard your heart, and live with purpose. Remember, overthinking is a thief of peace. It steals clarity, confidence, and joy. By limiting it, you reclaim your life, focus on what truly matters, and allow your heart to breathe freely. Stop giving unnecessary power to thoughts that serve no purpose. Stop analyzing what cannot be changed. Trust Allah, trust yourself, and watch how your heart, mind, and life transform when overthinking no longer controls you. Trusting Allah completely is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in your life. It is a decision that frees your heart from fear, your mind from doubt, and your soul from unnecessary worry. Too often we place our trust in people, circumstances, or outcomes that are uncertain, forgetting that the only true source of guidance, protection, and sustenance is Allah. When you trust Him completely, you release the heavy burden of trying to control everything, the endless anxiety of wondering what others will do, and the constant fear of failure or disappointment. Trusting Allah is not passive. It is an active, conscious choice to surrender your worries, your plans, and your heart to the one who knows best. Life is unpredictable. People will disappoint you, situations will change, and challenges will come without warning. It is natural to feel anxious, to doubt, and to question. But complete trust in Allah transforms this anxiety into confidence, doubt into faith, and fear into peace. When you realize that everything, every setback, every success, every encounter is under His perfect wisdom, you begin to walk through life with a new perspective. You no longer carry the weight of uncertainty on your shoulders because you know that Allah is in control, even when things do not go as planned. Your heart remains calm because you trust in His knowledge, timing, and mercy. Trusting Allah completely also means letting go of the need for validation and control. Many people spend their lives worrying about how others perceive them or obsessing over how situations should unfold. But true peace comes when you accept that outcomes belong to Allah, and your responsibility is to act with sincerity, effort, and integrity. The results are not yours to control, and when you surrender this control, a sense of freedom emerges. Your heart is no longer burdened by disappointment or frustration because you know that Allah's plan is always better than your own. This trust allows you to focus on your purpose, your growth, and your spiritual connection, rather than being distracted by what is beyond your control. Our complete trust in Allah also strengthens resilience. Life will test you, sometimes harshly, but a heart anchored in trust cannot be shaken easily. When challenges arise, instead of falling into despair, you remind yourself that Allah's wisdom is greater than your understanding. This trust does not remove difficulties, but it gives you the strength to face them with courage and patience. You begin to see obstacles as opportunities for growth, trials as lessons, and hardships as reminders of Allah's mercy. Trust transforms your perspective, turning fear into hope and struggle into a path toward spiritual elevation. To trust Allah completely, you must cultivate a deep connection with Him. Pray sincerely, reflect on His signs, and remind yourself daily that He is the ultimate provider, protector, and guide. When your heart is connected to Allah, you develop a sense of certainty that no human validation or worldly outcome can replace. Your trust becomes unshakable, not because the world is predictable or easy, but because you have placed your faith in the one who sees all, knows all, and controls all. This trust allows you to walk through life with confidence, knowing that even when you cannot see the way forward, Allah is guiding every step of your journey. Trusting Allah completely also teaches patience. When life does not move according to your timeline, or when people let you down, you resist the urge to despair or overthink. Instead, you surrender the situation to Allah, knowing that His timing is perfect and His wisdom infinite. You stop obsessing over what could have been and start focusing on what can be done now. This patience brings peace, and that peace becomes a shield against stress, negativity, and emotional turmoil. Ultimately, trusting all. Allah completely is a form of freedom. It frees you from fear, worry, and the endless need to control people or outcomes. It allows your heart to remain light, your mind to stay clear, and your soul to feel secure. When you trust Allah with everything, your heart, your dreams, your relationships, and your fears, you live a life of courage, serenity, and purpose. This trust is not just a feeling, it is a powerful lifestyle that transforms your entire being. Remember, nothing and no one can truly protect your heart, guide your path, or secure your future better than Allah. When you place complete trust in Him, your heart becomes unshakable, your mind becomes clear, and your life becomes aligned with peace, purpose, and divine wisdom. Choosing your energy wisely is one of the most transformative decisions you can make in life. Every day, we are faced with countless situations, people, and emotions that compete for our attention and our mental and emotional energy. How you invest this energy determines the quality of your life, the peace of your heart, and the clarity of your mind. When you choose your energy wisely, you stop giving power to negativity, distractions, and people who do not have your best interests at heart. You take control of your emotional environment, and in doing so, you protect your heart, strengthen your resilience, and create the space for personal growth and spiritual connection. Many of us waste energy on things that do not matter. Arguments that go nowhere, judgments from others, worries about situations beyond our control. Over time, this drains us emotionally, leaving our hearts heavy and our minds restless. Choosing your energy wisely means learning to say no to things that deplete you and yes to things that nourish your soul. It is about consciously deciding where to focus your attention, what thoughts to entertain, and which emotions to allow into your heart. This choice is not selfish, it is essential for your well-being and for maintaining a strong connection with Allah. Your energy is sacred because it directly affects your heart and your life. Every thought you dwell on, every conversation you engage in, and every situation you allow to dominate your mind has an impact on your inner peace. When you give your energy to people who are negative, judgmental, or toxic, you allow their influence to shape your emotions and your decisions. Conversely, when you focus your energy on positivity, purpose, and faith, you strengthen your heart, clarify your mind, and align your life with peace and growth. Choosing your energy wisely means being selective about the company you keep, the conversations you participate in, and the content you consume. It is about surrounding yourself with what uplifts, inspires, and motivates you, rather than what drains or discourages you. Part of choosing your energy wisely is recognizing that not every battle is yours to fight. People may act unfairly, misunderstand you, or criticize you, but you are not obligated to absorb their negativity. You have the power to disengage, to redirect your focus, and to protect your peace. The energy you spend on others' opinions, grudges, or unnecessary drama is energy taken away from your dreams, your growth, and your relationship with Allah. By being intentional with your energy, you empower yourself to rise above distractions and focus on what truly matters, your purpose, your goals, and your spiritual well-being. Choosing your energy wisely also involves investing in your personal growth. Spend time learning, reflecting, praying, and engaging in actions that build your character and strengthen your faith. Fill your heart with positivity, gratitude, and hope. Replace worry with trust in Allah, fear with courage, and doubt with confidence. Your energy is not infinite, so every decision about where to direct it should be made with care. When you treat your energy as a precious resource, you begin to see that peace, clarity, and happiness are not dependent on external circumstances, but on how you choose to manage your own heart and mind. Moreover, choosing your energy wisely cultivates resilience. Life will always present challenges, obstacles, and people who test your patience. But when you are intentional about your energy, you are better equipped to respond with wisdom rather than react with negativity. You maintain control over your emotions, safeguard your heart from unnecessary hurt, and move through life with strength and composure. Your focus becomes clear, your decisions more thoughtful, and your heart more protected. Ultimately, choosing your energy wisely is a conscious act of self-respect, faith, and wisdom. It is a decision to live intentionally, to protect your peace, and to align your life with what truly matters. Your energy is your most valuable resource. Once it is spent, you cannot get it back. Guard it, invest it wisely, and watch how your life transforms when your heart, mind, and soul are filled with purpose, positivity, and divine guidance. Remember, the people, situations, and thoughts you give your energy to will either lift you or weigh you down. Choose wisely, protect your heart, and let your energy flow toward faith, growth, and inner peace. The way you manage your energy will define the quality of your life, the strength of your heart, and the serenity of your soul. Living purposefully is one of the most empowering ways to protect your heart, strengthen your mind, and align your life with meaning. Every day, countless distractions, obligations, and opinions compete for your attention. But without a clear sense of purpose, your heart can become scattered, your mind overwhelmed, and your energy wasted. Living purposefully means making intentional choices about how you spend your time, who you allow into your life, and what you invest your energy in. It means understanding that your heart, mind, and soul are sacred, and that they deserve to be directed toward goals, actions, and relationships that matter, toward what builds you up, strengthens your faith, and brings true fulfillment. When you live purposefully, you stop allowing the actions or opinions of others to dictate your happiness. People will inevitably come and go, misunderstand you, and sometimes even hurt you. But a person who lives with purpose does lose their peace over every passing distraction. You recognize that your focus must remain on what truly matters, your values, your goals, and your relationship with Allah. This does not mean ignoring the world or withdrawing from responsibility. It means prioritizing your energy, your emotions, and your efforts toward what aligns with your higher purpose. Every thought and action becomes intentional, guided by clarity, wisdom, and faith, rather than by fear, doubt, or the need to please everyone around you. Living purposefully also requires self-awareness.